cars, love, people. These are all things you can buy with money, but how much power does money actually give you? Well, this mod answers that question. The more money we have, the more damage we do to enemies. So at any point in this video, I can be completely weak or I can be completely overpowered. So watch till the end to see how strong we can get. As we load in, I hit any trees that I come across. This is because trees actually have a chance of dropping gold coins. Unfortunately, we couldn't find any, so we're gonna have to find some money some other way. For example, we found a chest with an aglet and some coins in it. And since money is very important in this mod, I'm gonna have to make a base really quick. We start mining any ores we come across because we can sell it for a decent amount of cash. As we keep exploring our world, we keep finding tons of treasure, even coming across a cloud in a bottle. While it is pretty slow right now, we are going to become rich later in this video. Since it's getting very late, I'm going to start working on the base, starting with the outline of the house. And of course, it wouldn't be my base without a tower on the side. And considering we have no money, we are very weak and we can't even defeat one zombie. With that in mind, we hurry up and finish the base and it's looking very nice. And now that we have the merchant, we can sell everything we don't need, making us stronger. And after putting it all on red, we become powerful enough to take on enemies. We come across a spider's nest, which is going to be very useful later on. And despite how much money we have, we only do the normal amount of damage. This is because we start off weaker than we actually would. So our best bet for now is to find ore so we can sell them for a lot of cash. We come across our first really good weapon being a mace. And after extracting all the silt we found, we make a mountain of money, meaning that we do 3 times the amount of damage that we usually would. We find a minecart at the top level of hell, and at the end of it we find a chest with a bat statue in it. As we continue on in the mines, we find a skeleton merchant. We have to be very careful with what we buy because our money is very valuable in this mod. For now we're only going to buy some weird brews. This is because they're very cheap. And right now we have about 350 gold, which looks like this.
Hey, it's me, Goku!
What the Sigma?
Oh, and I forgot to mention, we're doing this in master mode, meaning that every enemy is going to be way stronger than they usually are. So we craft some platinum armor so we can get some more defense. And before we take on a boss, I want to get just a little bit more money, so we head down into the mines to find any ores that we can salvage. And after making it back up to the surface, we make a lot of money. We are going to break the economy with this video. But before we do anything else, I want to get some better accessories. So we head into the underground jungle to fight the Queen Bee. But before our fight with Queen Bee, we come across a chest with some decent potions in it. And all around us are hundreds of enemies that we can easily take out with all the money we have. And with our journey in the underground jungle, we get a lot of heart crystals, increasing our vitality by a lot. And next, I want to fight King Slime, so I'm going to need a lot of gel. I did not need this many slimes, but after defeating that huge horde of slimes, we head into the sky to get a Star Fury. And after 20 minutes of looking, we only come across a sky pond. I'm not even joking, I looked for a good 20 minutes, I couldn't find anything. But to the left was another sky island with a Star Fury in it. And after selling everything we came across, we are now 5 times more powerful than we usually would be. But with the huge health increase of all enemies, this is nothing. So we head into the corruption and we craft a slime crown. And thinking about it, we might just be strong enough to defeat the Eater of Worlds. But there's some things I want to do before we fight him. So after sleeping through the night, we summon in King Slime. And even if this is a little challenging, we do have a range attack we can use.
You better stop!
After barely dodging every single one of his attacks, we finally defeat King Slime. That was really challenging, and that was just the first boss. So we head back into the corruption and we summon in Eater of Worlds. Since we have multiple weapons that can pierce, this fight is made very easy, even though I came close to dying multiple times. But with enough damage, we are able to take the Eater of Worlds out. But really quick before we continue on, I just want to ask you to please consider subscribing. It's free and it helps me out a lot. Thank you. We head back down into the mines to get some obsidian for some hellstone. We drink an obsidian skin potion and we start excavating all of hell. And by the end of it, we got 852 hellstone bars, meaning we can craft molten armor and molten tools. And after we sell the rest of it, we have 22 platinum, which is also 2,200 gold, 220,000 silver, or 22 million copper, which would take 5,500 chests just to fill, which looks a little bit like this. So yeah, we are kind of rich right now. And for anyone wondering, this means we do 22 times more damage than we would normally. But to keep it interesting, I'm not going to use all my power just yet. We head over to the dungeon and we wait for nightfall. And as we summon Skeletron in, we start shredding through him, taking out his hands in just a few hits. And even without all our money, we still do a massive amount of damage. And later in this video, I'm going to see if I can one-shot the Wall of Flesh. So stay tuned for that. As we head into the dungeon, we find the mechanic tied up, so we set her free. And just a reminder, at any point in the video, we can die and lose all our money. At first, I thought there would be nothing in the dungeon that would be useful for us, but we find the Muramasa soon after. And while we're down here, we find the Cobalt Shield, which is a very useful item. As soon as we get up to the surface, we summon in the Eye of Cthulhu, and we one-shot him. So now that I've proved that I am strong enough, we head into the underground jungle, into the beehive, and we summon in Queen Bee, which of course we only need to hit a few attacks to defeat her. But this is nowhere near close how strong we're going to be later. With us easily being able to defeat any enemies in the forest, we head down further in the jungle to get spores and thorns. We come across an underground house which has some decent loot in it, like a magic mirror. And with all the stingers and spores that we got, we can craft a blade of grass. And since we got the Muramasa and the blade of grass, we can finally craft the Knight's Edge. And after selling everything we found, we have 25 platinum. As we head down into hell, thousands of enemies start swarming around us, with me accidentally killing a guide voodoo doll above lava, and we died to the wall of flesh, meaning we lost all our money, taking us straight back to square one. But it's not over just yet. Child slavery. We can enslave children to work for us in our sheen factory, to make clothes for us that we can sell in our store. As we do this, we make scam calls to old ladies so we can scam them of their 401k. Once our sheen workers are insufficient, we start selling them on the black. Actually, I shouldn't say that. Just like any other YouTuber, we started making NFTs and selling it to our fans. Despite all their support, we steal all their money and we put it all on red, making us 225 platinum. Guys, try these free money hacks, they always work. And after summoning the wall of flesh in, we run up to him and we one-shot him. And while we're at it, we got a gay dong cat. We wait for it to turn nighttime and we take out our copper short sword. We summon the Eye of Cthulhu and we jump up and we kill him with a copper short sword. We are so unbelievably powerful that we can defeat any bosses with just the copper short sword in one hit. But of course, I'm not going to take away from all the fun, so I'm not going to use my money that often. Considering we just beat the wall of flesh, let's unlock the hard mode ores. Even as we break the altars, the ores spawn in underneath us, which I've never seen happen before. After crafting the Paladanium pickaxe, we head down into the mines to find some mithril. And I'm not even joking, I looked for an hour and a half. There was no mithril besides that small little chunk we found at the beginning of this segment. But we do find the last 2 heart crystals we need to max out our HP. Holy shit, did I just do 15,000 damage? That is how powerful we've become, and that's not even scratching the surface of how powerful we're going to get later in this video. But considering that we're in the hollow biome, we might as well get some souls of light while we're down here. As we head up to the surface, a goblin army starts to raid our base. But we shred through them like YouTubers shred through little kids. But after heading back down into the underground, we find a truffle worm. Let's just very quickly. Well, you may be asking, why do we need a truffle worm if we haven't even defeated a mech boss yet? So what? Yeah, I'm gonna defeat Duke Fishron before we fight a mech boss. Wait, am I already finished with him?
But Tubbsy, you used an overpowered weapon.
I used the musket. Shut up, you brokey. That's just how much money I have. But to make it fair, I'm gonna use a Typhoon without any money. So an overpowered weapon with only half the damage. I feel like that's a fair trade. Okay, let's fight Skeletron. Even though the Typhoon follows enemies, we still have to be very careful because Skeletron can still one-shot us. Oh yeah, I think I forgot to mention that I only have Hellstone armor on.
Tubbsy, why don't you get better armor?
Whose kid is this? I'm not gonna do a playthrough while having the best armor and the best weapons. That's just not fun. I just hate playing it safe. I want a challenge, so if you like videos like that, then please subscribe. After this really long battle, we finally defeat Skeletron, and with only 3 hearts to spare, finally heading back into the wait. Holy shit, is that mithril? Yes, after hours of searching, we finally found the last bit of mithril that we need for the pickaxe. And after finishing our search for titanium, we finally got all 3 pickaxes. But when we come back up to the surface, a pirate invasion has started. But pirates mean money, meaning we're gonna be overpowered by the end of this. And after clearing the pirate invasion, we got 22 platinum. A smart decision to make right now is to defeat the Old One's army, because we can get a decent armor set from— oh. Never mind. Lucky for us, I bought the crystal before he died. I will be using my money for this because this is not a required fight to do. And during this fight, we do in fact get the Tome of Infinite Wisdom from an ogre, which is an amazing ranged magic weapon. After the Tavern Keep respawns, we buy the Monk set, giving us 46 defense and doing 20% more melee damage, making for an absolutely underrated but beautiful armor set, making a perfect combination for the Twins fight, with the TOIW having basically infinite range, everything going perfect with the combinations we're using. Even without all the money, we easily easily defeat the twins. But right as we claim our loot, a wyvern swarms in and starts attacking us. But it's not a bad thing because wyverns give us a decent amount of money. We make a full set of hollowed armor and we head into the jungle. But really quick, I want to make an Ankh shield, so we head into hell and grab all the resources we need. We head into the hollow to get some souls of light, and we head into the corruption to get souls of night. We summon in the destroyer and oh, that was quick. With all three of the mechs defeated, it's time to fight Plantera. We start raiding the underground jungle and search for the Plantera bulb, with us even finding the skeleton merchant. With the tsunami being able to rip through thousands of enemies per second, we're able to defend ourselves from all the enemies in the underground jungle. But it's gonna get even crazier when we fight Plantera, so if you think we can defeat Plantera, then please subscribe. After finally locating the Plantera bulb, we summon her in and we dodge all of her attacks. Oh. Finally defeat Plantera, which means it's time for the golem. We raid the dungeon and take out all the traps in the main room. And considering that everyone knows that the golem's easy, I'm not going to use any coins for this, with me only needing to dodge all of his attacks and being able to swiftly take him out. To speedrun through the final segment of this challenge, I head straight to the Lunatic Cultist to take them out. And I won't be using too much money for this one either, because this one also is pretty easy. But even with all this money, we come very close to death. As we take him out, we only have a slither of health left. But as soon as we defeat the Lunatic Cultist, we get jumped by 1,000 Stardust enemies. With the Typhoon being able to shred through enemies like butter, we can take out thousands of enemies per second. We craft the Vortex Blaster and we start the fight with the Moonlord. We start taking out his wait, it's already over? Yeah, we defeated the Moonlord in 5 seconds. But of course, I'm not gonna end the video like that. That's just anticlimactic, because soon enough I will reach astronomical amounts of damage. But the first step is summoning in 20 Moonlords. This is because we need the Star Wrath and the Malmir. Right after that, we summon in every boss you can possibly think of at once. As soon as we do all this, we get everything we need for the Zenith Blade. As soon as we do this, we get 20,000 platinum coins, which is 20 billion copper coins. Matching this with the Zenith Blade, we reach almost 500 million damage per second. That is probably the most damage you will ever see with a vanilla weapon in Terraria. If that doesn't deserve a subscribe, then I don't know what does. And if you want to try this mod out for yourself, then the link's in the description. So to answer your question, how much power does money give you? Well, it's about 500 million. Also, if you want to suggest a video idea, then check out the Discord, links in the description. There's a lot of cool people in there, you can talk to me, and you can check out new videos before they even come out. So please subscribe, and that's how it went. See you next time.